Hello, art lovers. Can you remember getting in trouble as a child? I certainly can. I've gotten in trouble many times. Do you remember the feelings associated with that, of being caught? Well, I've got an artwork for you. It will appeal to you as a parent, as a child, or as a former child. So, as with any artwork that we look at, let's take a quick look at it, and maybe come up with a quick one-liner or a quick title. So here it is. Great. Now what caught your attention? For me, it was that scene in the middle. That father figure admonishing his child, and the fright of that child. He's turned away from the dad, pressed up against a chair. His small, frightened face has a furrowed brow and a petulant, pouting mouth. He's gripping that chair. And then you can even take a look at his feet, with one foot pressed on top of the other. He's trying to curl himself up and hide from his dad. That father figure, his dad perhaps, is above him, raising his finger, looking down sternly from above as he's admonishing him, as if he might be saying to him, "Don't ever do that again, son." But what is it exactly that the kids did? Well, if you take a look at one side of the room, there are clothes strewn all over the place. But the dad isn't looking in that direction. In fact, his hand is gesturing to the other side of the room. And if we follow that arm and the dad's companion's eyes, as well as the kid's eyes, we can take a look and see that there are some markings on the door. A very nice door, but there's chalk marks, it looks like. And did you notice the kid had a piece of chalk in his hand? He's graffitied all over the door. Now imagine you and a friend are coming back to your home, a nice bourgeois home, and you want to enjoy a glass of sherry with your friend, and you walk in, and it's a disaster area. And you see the culprit right there. How are you going to respond? I might be angry. I might be very much like the dad. But did you notice the dad's companion? Is he responding in a similar shocked way? No. In fact, he's looking at that door with interest. He leans over, his eyes are wide, and there's a slight smile. And did you see the gesture? He's raising his hand up, about to tap the dad on the arm, as if he might be saying, "Hold on, wait a moment, this looks very interesting." Well, let's do that. Let's take a closer look at what everyone's looking at. Now, it's kind of hard to distinguish, but if you pay close attention, you can start to see the outlines, the chalk outlines of a human figure. It looks like a girl in a dress. Now, stand back a little bit, zoom out, and notice behind the two men, there is a painting of a girl. And it's the same thing as what's on the door panel. What's on the door panel is a copy of the painting on the wall. So this kid didn't simply just randomly start defiling the room, expressing anger or whatever. He has meticulously set up a kind of little studio for himself in order to be able to reproduce a painting of a beautiful girl that he seems to have really liked. Why did he pick this door? Well, opened up. It's perfectly positioned so that he can look at the painting and draw. And why that particular panel? Well, it nicely frames the size of the image that's similar to that of the painting. He brought in a chair. He stacked it up with books so he could get up at that perfect height. And even had a couple pieces of chalk. And you see down on the ground there's another piece of chalk and maybe an old piece of cloth he might have used to erase. So he has systematically set up a little area for himself to try to express some creativity that he's been wanting to get out. Can you think of being in trouble as a kid again? Were there any times that you were maybe upset that you got in trouble, or confused as to why, or felt like you were justified in what you're doing? Maybe you stayed up late past your bedtime to read, or maybe you took apart the toaster to see how it worked, or maybe you doodled beautiful drawings of fairies in the margins of your literature notes. It was an expression of something that you genuinely wanted to discover, figure out, or express. And though it might have been messy, if there was somebody there to notice that and encourage you, that might have been a good thing. Did you have somebody like that in your life? Somebody who paid attention not simply to the breaking of the rules that you might have done, but also to the grain of individuality and passion that was there growing. I can think of in my life somebody that was like that for me, and I hope you can too. Thank you very much for sharing this artwork with me, and I look forward to sharing another one with you next time.